cars that are available in India, which you can buy for the price of one Rolls Royce Phantom. Alright, to start things off, we got the supercars. For starters, you could buy a Lamborghini Aventador S, which is a pretty good car, although I personally like the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. By the way, these are the stats for this car. Anyways, next up, you could buy a Ferrari 488 GTB. We've talked about this in the previous section, the cars you can buy in the US. So yeah, I don't think I need to say anything else about that. By the way, these are the stats for this car. Other than that, you could also buy a 991 Porsche 911 GT3. Again, I've talked about this in the previous one. By the way, these are the stats for this car. Lastly, you could buy a Mercedes-Benz AMG GTR. By the way, these are the stats for this car. And an Audi R8. And we all know what those cars are. By the way, these are the stats for this car. Alright, next up, we have the luxury cars. The type you go to a business meeting in. For starters, you could buy a Mercedes-Benz Maybach S-Class, which is basically a more premium version of the Mercedes-Benz S-Class. By the way, these are the stats for this car. Next up, it's a Rolls. So you buy a Rolls with a couple other cars for the price of a Rolls. It's the Rolls Royce Ghost, the cheapest Rolls you could buy. Specifically the first gen. You could also buy a Land Rover Range Rover Autobiography long wheelbase, which is basically the most premium version of the Range Rovers. By the way, these are the stats for this car. You can also buy, with all this, a Bentley Flying Spur. By the way, these are the stats for this car. And last but not least, you could buy a BMW M760Li. By the way, these are the stats for this car. And a Porsche Panamera Turbo. By the way, these are the stats for this car. So next up we have the SUVs you can buy for the price of a Rolls Royce Phantom. So for starters, you could buy a Lamborghini Urus, which I don't think it needs any further explanation. By the way, these are the stats for this car. Along with that, you can also buy a Mercedes-Benz AMG G63 I've talked about in the previous section, and I don't think it needs any further explanation. By the way, these are the stats for this car. Other than that, you can also get an Aston Martin DBX, which is the only SUV they sell at the moment. I don't think they sold any SUV before, so I think this might be their first SUV. By the way, these are the stats for this car. And other than that, you can also buy an Audi RS Q8, which is the largest SUV they offer, and also it is the most performance-y one. By the way, these are the stats for this car. Lastly, you could buy a Porsche Cayenne Turbo. By the way, these are the stats for this car. And a BMW X5 M Sport Competition. By the way, these are the stats for this car. Alright, last up, all the regular cars you can buy, each having a different purpose, but still. So yeah, let's get right to it. Again, since this list is very long, I'll just be speedrunning through it. You can pause the video to check out all the stats. And yeah. So you can buy a Porsche 911 Carrera S, a Toyota Land Cruiser LC200, a regular Mercedes-Benz S-Class, a BMW 7 Series, which is the longest sedan they offer, a Volvo XC90, a BMW E92 M3, an Audi A8, a Toyota Fortuner Legender, the Jaguar XJL, the Ford Endeavor, the 4x4 version, a Kia Carnival, a Skoda Octavia RS, which is a pretty good sedan, a Hyundai Tucson, the Mahindra XUV 700, the Tata Safari Dark Edition, the Toyota Innova Krista, the MG ZX EV, also known as the ZX EV, depending on how you pronounce the Z. The Mahindra Thar, the regular 4x4 one, not the rear-wheel drive. The Tata Nexon EV. The Hyundai Verna Turbo. The 10th gen Honda Civic. the Volkswagen Polo GTI, the Suzuki Jimny 5-door. No, we didn't get the 3-door. We only got the 5-door.
The Honda City with the Ivy Tech engine.
And last but not least, the Suzuki Baleno.